Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back for another self-care Sunday. How y'all doing? So today we are going to be, and honestly this isn't new to me, but I'm retrying it. So this is the Garnier Fructis Damage Repairing Treat 1 minute hair mask with papaya extract. Was what this video looks like. It's kind of on the runnier side. So I'm sure all of y'all have seen these by now. They made a really big wave last year in the curly community. I have used this before. I've used this one and the coconut one, I think. Pretty sure it was the coconut one. I got them when they came out in the little ones. So I tried these before they started making the big sizes. But when I used them, that was right when I was at the tail end of my build-up situation, and so I couldn't really tell how these were working because I was still working on getting all that build-up out of my hair. So I wanted to revisit this because I felt like the first time I tried it, it was like I didn't do anything, but then I thought about it and I was like, I still have build-up on my hair, like nothing's really happening regardless of the product that I use. So I figured I would go ahead and revisit this, especially because I'm going to be doing a review on the Curl Treats line, and so I wanted to keep everything in the Garnier family. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and read the claims on this, if there are any. There's a whole thing about something being naturally derived, which I feel like more companies should have this on their packaging because a lot of people don't understand what derivatives mean. Let me go ahead and give you a little rundown on that. It says, we consider an ingredient to be naturally derived if it is unchanged from its natural state or has undergone processing, yet still retains greater than 50% of its molecular structure from its original natural source. So I feel like that's pretty spot on. I think like 98% of the ingredients are either natural or naturally derived. Most of these are derivatives, and you've seen these in other products. For example, cetyl alcohol, glycerin, caprylic triglyceride, stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of these are derivatives, and a lot of times we see these and we think, ah, and it's like, it's really not, you know, that different. I mean, you think about it, like, if you're baking, you're causing a chemical reaction, but you're not freaking out about, you know, what the molecules have changed to because of the chemical reaction that you caused, right? I like when brands kind of consider the science behind things, and I think it's good when companies kind of give you a little bit of information so you can better understand products. I think that's something that a lot of times we're missing in the curly community. Especially for a brand like Garnier, which is not really known for being super healthy or, you know, natural anyway. It says that treat your hair to this creamy indulgence with 98% naturally derived ingredients. So, I guess this is supposed to make your hair softer, smoother, and help to repair damage. Not really a bunch of claims on here. And I did, trying to keep it in the Garnier family, I did shampoo with my Garnier Whole Blends Honey Treasures shampoo. I love that shampoo. I've been using that shampoo for years. Honestly, since the Honey Treasures line came out. And I love it. So this is what my hair is looking like. And I did condition so I could do some extra detangling with my Tresemme Botanique. So this is what my hair is looking like. And this is typical for what my hair will look like after I've done like an actual sulfate cleanser. So how are you guys doing today? Do a little check-in, see how everyone's doing. Today's like an anxiety day for me. I'm just really stressed and annoyed, and it hasn't been the best of days, and I'm just trying to make the most of it anyway. I woke up this morning, and you guys know that I went back to work, and the check that I should have gotten was not in my bank account. So I have to get that figured out with my boss and corporate. That's what it looks like. Has a nice creaminess and a really nice papaya fragrance. The slip is cool. It's not Camille Rose slip. It's not Miche slip, but it's still pretty good. And it looks like my hair's reacting to it, so that's a good sign. But yeah, so I had intentions today because She Sent It is doing a sale. They told us to watch our inboxes last night, and usually when they tell us to do that, that means that there's a sale. So I already have my cart made out because I was supposed to get paid today. So that's not gonna happen. So I've had some She Sent It reviews aside from the stuff that I have that I've wanted to do, but I'm not gonna be able to do that for a minute until I know what's happening with my money. Because like I said, I don't want to spend any of my money until I know that I have cash flow coming in. Because obviously you guys know I have a lot of doctor's appointments and stuff, and my copays are not cheap. And so, you know, I have to take care of those things first before I take care of stuff for the channel. So I had planned on doing some shopping for the channel today, because it was about that time to go ahead and start picking up some new stuff. But yeah, that didn't happen. By the way, my hair is very shiny with this mask in it. I know it says that you can use these as leave-ins too, so I might try that. I feel like I would want to do that with one of the other ones, just because this one is supposed to be like damage repair. But I mean, I don't know, if they say you can use it as a leave-in, then you should be able to use it as a leave-in. And this is in a 13.5-ounce container, so you do get quite a bit of product. I can't remember how much I paid for it because I had a CVS coupon, so I got it with my CVS coupon. But I want to say these will run you around $5 at like Target, Walmart, you know, all those good locations, CVS, Walgreens, all that good stuff. And it feels like it's soaking into my hair. Like, it makes me want to apply more. Even though I feel like I probably don't need more, but that's what I'm going to do because I'm a stressed out mess today. So yeah, that really just like stressed me out. That's what my hair is looking like right now. So yeah, it's definitely taking to the product. So this, I mean, honestly, the application isn't bad. Like, this does have slip. I'm just used to, I mean, I'm coming off of using my super duper high quality deep conditioners. So, you know, like, this is not main choice. It ain't Miel. It ain't Miche. So, you know, the slip is going to be different because it's not that level of quality. But it's not bad slip. Like, I'm running my fingers through. But it's just a different feeling because I'm used to those. I've just been using a lot of really high quality products lately. But that was also partially why I wanted to go ahead and review this, because I've been reviewing a lot of pricier products. And I wanted to go ahead and do something that was a little more inexpensive. Because I know we got our frugal naturals too, and a lot of times I am frugal, so I like having cheaper options in my collection too, because like you never know what's gonna happen, right? And so usually what I do when I'm in a rough place, like when I wasn't doing product reviews and like trying out a lot of products, because to me that was just fun, like I didn't need them but I wanted to try them. What I would do was I would have my pricier products. I would have a few pricier products, but the majority would be cheaper products. And I bought cheaper products that mixed well with my pricier products. So usually I would have like a cheaper leave-in and a pricier styler. So that I knew that my styles were going to hold. But the leave-ins did exactly what I needed them to do. So for example, my Garnier leave-ins, I love using those with my Mael gels. The custard and the honey and ginger styling gel, they mix perfectly with those. I get amazing results with those. So that's usually what I would do. Like, kind of balancing it out because I'm always going to use less of my styler and more of my leave-in. So to me, it just made sense, like, if I have a cheaper styler, that's the thing I'm not going to be purchasing as often. I mean, if I have a more expensive styler, then that's going to be the thing that I'm not purchasing as often, as opposed to getting a really, really pricey leave-in conditioner. So yeah, sometimes you just have to, like, know your hair and figure out, like, what's working best with your hair. So if you need to be in a place where you really do need to budget, you can do that and still get effective results. I feel kind of indifferent. Like, I'm definitely getting some type of result. Like, my hair is reacting to it. But it's not anything surprising to me or exciting to me. I do feel like I'm using quite a bit of product, but that's just me being heavy-handed today. So I can't blame that on the product. I'm just being heavy-handed. I've been getting a lot of comments on how, like, healthy my hair is looking. A lot of people are asking me if my hair is, like, really starting to grow. My hair's been growing. It's just I've gotten past that awkward stage with my hair. Around, like, August, September, I was in an awkward length with my hair. And I just didn't like how it was sitting. I didn't like how it was laying. Yes, you can have an awkward stage even when your hair is longer. I firmly believe in that. And it was just at a length where it was just... It just sat weird. And so I had to get used to, like, my hair was trying to adapt to having that hang down because I'm used to my hair really more so, like, going out as opposed to down. And because of that length that I have achieved, now it is going to start, like, hanging down because my hair is heavier. I think now, like, my hair has been growing. I think now you guys are just seeing everything kind of, like, mesh and become more, like, stabilized again, if that makes sense. So I think that's what a lot of people are really noticing, but my hair has, like, your hair's always growing unless you have something internal going on. I also think one thing that is really helping, and I've noticed a big difference since I started taking my new endo medication. And so I don't think it's necessarily having any effect on the growth rate of my hair. But I think, for one, not having a period is going to help me anyway because I'm always losing nutrients at an excessive rate because of those hefty periods, and it's really hard to get it back. And so that's one thing that's always going to help. But just in general, like, I've had more energy. I'm going to do a whole video on it. I want to be on it for a few more months before I do a full video on it because I want to be able to give you guys, like, any side effect that I have, I want to be able to track that before I do a video on it. And I feel like I'm too early, like, into it to be able to give you guys, like, a definitive, like, this is what happened while I was on Oralissa. That's the medication that I'm on. I'm on Oralissa, so I'm pretty sure every single one of y'all have heard of it, regardless of gender, because they show that damn commercial so much. You need to speak up. I mean, most of the times you speak up and doctors don't listen to you anyway, so, you know. That whole commercial is just, like, setting us up for an expectation that, I mean, like, that's how it should be. Like, you speak up for yourself and your doctor should listen, but unfortunately, that's not our reality in our healthcare system. I just noticed that overall, like, my hair is definitely stronger. And obviously, like, I've been taking really good care of my hair. Like I said, I've been using a lot more of my bougier products, so that's going to have a little bit, you know, a little bit of an effect too. But yeah, I've been noticing that. Oh, I did want to talk to you guys about, so y'all know unpopular opinion videos are the wave on YouTube right now. Everyone's doing unpopular opinions. And I watched Finally Amber's video, but you know, I'm usually, for the longest time, I've been like here with her, you know, and lately I'm just not. I'm just gonna be honest, and I'm sure some of y'all will like not be happy about that, like me saying that or naming the YouTuber, but I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, like I'm just being honest. And even if I didn't say who it was, y'all would have known who it was. Um, but the whole, like, the entire video was just, like, telling 4Cs to get over themselves. And, look, I get it. As someone who is 3C, 4A, I'm starting to realize I'm way more 4A than I am 3C, but regardless. For someone who has my texture and curl pattern, I get that it's annoying being called out for having an easier journey, because I think we all know that, like, going natural, like, if you are transitioning, big chopping, whatever, doing that, like, none of that is easy, but there also has to be an acknowledgement that, no, our journey wasn't easy, but the comments that we get on a daily basis are always going to be different from the general types of comments and interaction that 4C Naturals have within the community. 4C Naturals have been the butt of folks' jokes for years, especially dark-skinned 4C women. That's just the reality of our culture. We see this in so many of our sitcoms, our movies, like, it's the reality. And I will tell you, I got some shit when I went natural. I got a whole lot of nasty shit when I went natural, but that was just a small taste of what 4C Naturals receive on a regular. And obviously, I don't think anyone should be displacing their anger on anybody. But, you know, I felt like that video was kind of just turning around and doing what we say we don't like 4C Naturals doing to us, and, like, doing that to them. Regardless of whether it was well-intended or not. Just because something has good intentions behind it doesn't mean that it's okay or good, you know? And this is my thing, like, as a community, if I say some stuff that, you know, is categorically wrong, that you guys are really bothered by, I would like you guys to bring that to my attention. Or if you feel like I say something that could be perpetuating what I'm talking, like the problem that I'm talking about even more, then I would like you guys to address that. And I felt like that kind of energy, like, wasn't there. And for me, if I'm going to talk about a heavy-hitting topic, like something that is really important, something that very well may get underneath people's skin, if somebody disagrees with me, I'm not going to make it a, well, that's just your perception, that's how you want it to be. Because at the end of the day, I feel like if I have to start a video saying, this is probably going to piss you off, then I'm already deciding what the energy of that and what I'm saying is going to be. And so whether you have good intentions or not, you already put in the atmosphere that it was going to be negativity anyway. That's just how I feel, you know? And so that's why, like, for example, the video that I did about, you know, the hubbub with black, you know, small black businesses versus big box guys, I tried to kind of give my best take on every single side of things. And a lot of you guys said that that video really helped, because I think I tried to be as impartial as I possibly could. Now, some of y'all weren't necessarily, like, happy with every single thing that I said, but we talked about it, and, like, it was cool, like, and there were a lot of things that you guys said that I agreed with. And understand that that video was longer than what you guys got. There were some things that I had to cut out, and there were some points that you guys made in the comments that just weren't in that video because I felt like they weren't as important as the overall message that I was giving, you know? Because I didn't want to take your whole day, you know? That video was long, but I felt like I kept everything that needed to be said. And so some of the points that you guys did make, like the whole thing with PR, which I'm pretty sure I said that, and I'm pretty sure I also quoted finally Amber. I'm pretty sure I quoted Amber. So it was one of those things where I was like, I'm pretty sure I said that I totally agree about the PR thing. Obviously that was brought up in the comments again, so, you know, that just is what it is. But that unpopular opinion video, honestly, like, that was the epitome of why so many 4C women are tired of women that look like me. Like, it really was. And the thing was, like, there weren't really, like, 4Cs in the comments. So for someone who felt like 4Cs were just gonna dog them out, like, I really didn't see any 4C folks in the comments. I saw people that said they were type 4, and honestly, more often than not, like, if someone is like, oh yeah, I'm type 4, they're probably like type 4A. 4Cs are straight up like, I'm 4C. And I feel like the whole you're not 4C, your hair just isn't moisturized thing is, one, a myth, but two, I also feel like it just perpetuates that idea more. You know, it perpetuates all of those bad things that unfortunately a lot of people think about 4C hair. And in my head I was just like, you know, this probably isn't the best way to, like, deliver this message, regardless of how well intended, you know, you tried to be at the beginning of the video. Like, it just, to me, it didn't translate. And by the end of the video, because I ended up going back and watching it, like, by the end of the video, I felt like the whole, like, you're beautiful and you need to accept yourself thing was lost by the end of it. And honestly, like, the comment section was just a bunch of 3C, 4A folks, basically unloading all of the feelings they felt about 4Cs that they didn't feel like it was socially acceptable to say because they felt like they were going to be called out for it, you know? And that was very bothersome to me. Me personally, I'm not going to tell anybody how they should feel about their hair, aside from the fact that I feel like everybody should work to love their own strands. And yes, I think that there's a big disconnect because, you know, a lot of women with textures that are different than mine think that a successful wash and go style, a product working, means that that product is going to make their hair look like mine. And products are only going to make your hair look like your hair. And I think there's a big disconnect there, especially with new naturals, because there's an expectation of what your hair is going to look like. And 9 times out of 10, and this goes for every single person that has ever gone natural, you're going to have an expectation that doesn't look like what you have on your head, right? And I think it becomes more frustrating because the reality is, women especially with type 3 to 4A curls get way more exposure than our 4Cs. And so if that's all you're seeing on the market, you know, that's all you're seeing in these commercials, then that brand, that company, or whoever is already kind of selling you on the idea that, like, the products are supposed to make your hair look like that, even though that's not the reality. Like, I think we all know internally that that's not the reality, but if that's the only thing that you're showing, then you are showing that that is the standard for your brand, if that makes sense. And so I think that also causes a big disconnect. And I mean, honestly, me, like, I'm very, like, problem solution based, and to me, I feel like there's no point in talking about the solutions anymore, because I feel like we've kind of exhausted talking about it, and it's a point of it being done, and I feel like it's not my place to do it, because that would be me further taking up space in that community, you know what I mean? I don't understand what it's like to have 4C hair. And so for me, doing anything that would, you know, be trying to spotlight, aside from, like, having, like, my friends that are 4C on the channel, which isn't an easy thing to make happen. Like, a lot of people don't want to get on camera, y'all, and you can't make somebody get on camera. I feel like in a lot of ways, those solutions need to come from 4C women. And I will say, like, I feel like there is some accountability to be had, because, like, I see it all the time in the comments. One thing that I notice a lot is, like, comments on ads, and everyone's like, what about 4Cs? Where are the 4C women? And then when I see the ads that actually, like, heavily showcase 4Cs, there's no comments on them. Like, there will be, like, 1 or 2 comments that are, like, beautiful. And aside from that, like, y'all aren't checking for them. I guess for me, like, I see a lot of ads with 4Cs because I do search. I try to search for, like, new 4C YouTubers and stuff like that. And I see a lot of fishing. Like, a lot of people will say they're 4C, and I'm like, baby, you are not 4C. Your curls look just like mine. Like, and so I see a lot of fishing there. A lot of people pretending to be 4C, and I'm pretty sure Alexia, Candy Kinks, I'm pretty sure she did a video on that topic. Y'all, I really went ham. You can tell, I don't give any fucks today. This is a 13.5 ounce container, and I didn't use a third of the jar. You don't have to use this much, but like I said, I'm just in another world today. But yeah, I saw that video, and honestly, like, it didn't sit right with me at my core. And, you know, like, I was watching A Love for Me. I love her channel because she's very informative, and she, you know, was basically like, hey, like, our hair isn't any more difficult to take care of than, you know, a 3C texture. And I do believe that, because I believe in the science behind hair, not necessarily all of the extra, like, hair typing and porosity and all that stuff. Like, it's cool to know, but I don't think it's ever going to make or break anybody's hair routine. I think being intuitive and paying attention to your hair is what is going to matter more. Narada, African Hair God, he has said the same thing. So these are people with, you know, those textures that are speaking on the issue. And I totally agreed with what they had to say, because truth be told, like, we all kind of have the same methods, like, the same methods to our madness. Narada, he's very simple with his hair care routine. He moisturizes and uses an oil, and he goes on. Now he has locks. A Love for Me, she does more extensive routines, but she and I kind of pretty much have the same method. Like, when I break down how she uses her products and how I use my products, it really isn't anything differently when she breaks down the time that she takes to style. Like, it's around the same time frame. I really think it's just, you know, knowing your hair and understanding that, like, you have to have expectations for your hair, not what somebody else's hair is going to look like. And I think that really helps to create those building blocks for success. But as far as having conversations about this, I cannot say that I would ever make a video just calling out 4C naturals for how they feel or what they say. Like, because there's a lot of things that I could say about 3Cs that would piss a lot of 3Cs off, because we don't want to hear it. And I see it in the community on a regular. Like, I see the hierarchy, and I see how a lot of 3Cs, like, do act like they're better, you know? And so that's something that no one would want to hear. I feel like that, like, I just felt like it was unnecessary. And I know there were, like, some people that I had talked to that were like, yeah, I wasn't okay with the video, but I also didn't feel like getting into it with her, so I just didn't comment on it, you know. And I totally understand that. Like, sometimes you just don't want to go there with people, and I think that was just kind of the case in that situation. But I feel like, you know, that opinion is unpopular for a reason, and it's because that was an unnecessary conversation. I'm in a place where I want to see more of us actually being as humble as we, like, say we are, and addressing each other as, you know, community, as family. The natural hair community shouldn't be so full of call-outs and drama and stress. And, you know, until we start to make sure that we have proper representation of 4C hair types within our community, 3Cs are always going to hear that, how do I make my hair look like yours? Because, like, there's no other expectation out there. No one else is seeing what the other expectation is, you know? Because there's so little representation. We have to understand that, and we have to recognize that as 3C naturals, like, we do have that privilege. Like, it's, there is a level of privilege to being 3C, because we get, you know, we get the endorsements, we get the sponsorships, we get the visibility, and more often than not, 4Cs don't. Like, I have, you know, I've certain 4C YouTubers that I've been watching since I started, you know, transitioning, and they still haven't gone far from their platforms, you know, like, but you have, like, 3Cs come up, you know, they can make one video and all of a sudden just blow up out of nowhere, and it's a texture thing. I am very adamant that I'm not going to fall into that, oh, like, my 3C life is so hard because 4C types get mad at me. Like, it's just, it's not that big of a deal, and if it really isn't that big of a deal to you, then I feel like you need to sit down and think to yourself, why is this bothering me so much? Because more than likely has nothing to do with our 4C sisters and everything to do with you internally. I'm confident in myself, and I know that I try really, really hard to put out love and light and try to encourage every single person that comes across me asking me about their hair. I always try to encourage that person the best way that I can, because I know that there isn't a lot of encouragement in the natural hair community, unfortunately. I don't need to get angry, because I know that, honestly, like, the typical feelings that people have about a lot of 3Cs don't apply to me, because I work hard to make sure they don't apply to me, you know? So I just feel like if that interaction is something that is really, really bothering you, then you're not as confident in yourself as you believe that you are. And that's also something that you need to work on. And you shouldn't be telling 4Cs that they need to work on themselves. You need to be working on yourself internally. So to all my 3C sisters, you either give love or be quiet. You know, like, let's just either give love or be quiet, because we don't know somebody else's journey. We don't understand somebody else's journey. You know, we don't know what people can afford. We don't know what people have time to do. Like, shit, you may be, like, dogging on a 4C because she's frustrated with her natural hair, but she's homeless and she can barely get to water, you know? Like, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Let's all be nice. Let's all love each other and encourage each other. But anyway, I'm going to go sit underneath the deep conditioning cap. Obviously, this says it's a 1-minute hair mask. I ain't using no hair mask for 1 minute. I don't care how cheap it was. So, I'm going to go sit under my hooded dryer for 15 minutes. And we're going to see how this goes. So far, like I said, I'm indifferent. The only thing I know is that I like the texture of it, and I really like the smell of it. And I'm definitely going to have to try this as a leave-in, because I think it'll be a nice leave-in, but as a deep conditioner, I don't know. So, I'll be back. Okay, guys, so these are my results using the Garnier Damage Repairing Treat 1-minute hair mask with papaya extract. Had to hit that thumbnail real quick. So, you know, I was low-key hating on this, but now that I look at it in the mirror, so at first I was gonna be like, oh, like, it's just softening, you know. My hair does feel very soft, but I'm looking at my hair, like, in the camera, and I'm like, whoa. Like, this actually did some really good stuff for the elasticity in my hair. I am definitely, like, really happy with that. My hair feels really nice and soft. This definitely smoothed out a lot of the frizz that I had. So I do agree that this is smoothing. Honestly, this doesn't have a ton of claims on it. But my hair did soak it up, and I am not mad at it. Am I in love with it? Absolutely not. This is not on the level of, like, either one of my Miche deep conditioners or either one of my Camille Rose Around the World deep conditioners. But for something that's only like $5 at the drugstore, she can hang, yeah. I think especially, like, let me go ahead and part my hair while I'm talking. Especially for you guys that are newer naturals, you want to get into the deep conditioning universe, but you don't really have like $17+ to spend on a deep conditioner. I totally understand that. I know it can be very daunting. This would be absolutely perfect for you. Yeah, guys, if overall, since this doesn't really have claims, if I had to rate this on a scale of like 1 to 5, I would honestly totally give it 4.5 stars. I'm not going to give it a full star because I do feel like this could use a little bit more slip. Obviously, from the dent that I put in it, it is very easy to use a lot of this. So, you know, there's that. I feel like if there were more slip, I probably wouldn't have been so eager to like dig so far down into the jar. Like I said, I went pretty far in there. I've used 1/3 of this, and there's 13.5 ounces in here. So, you know, that's the only thing, but it's not an expensive mask. Like, I don't really care about running through it that often. I can totally see this being an awesome leave-in conditioner, though. So I'm definitely going to try this as a leave-in underneath something. I don't know. I might try it with that Curl Treat jelly, depending on how I like it in the video I'm about to do. This is silicone-free. So if you were worried about that, there's no silicone in here. The ingredients, like, they're not anything stellar. You know, like, they're not anything stellar, they're not anything special, but they're not anything bad either. And I do like how it kind of lists the ingredients out like food. I think that's so cute. I see why they call this a treat, because honestly, like, this really is kind of a treat. Like, this was a nice deep conditioning sesh for something that doesn't cost a lot of money and is really easy on your wallet. Okay, Garnier, I see you. I see why people have been really, like, hyping these things up. That makes me want to try more of these now. So if you guys want me to try the other ones, let me know. Because I know there's an avocado one, there is the coconut one, and then there's one for color, and I think there's a banana one, but I don't know what the banana one is for. So if you want me to try out the others, definitely let me know. I'm happy I revisited this because this is not the experience I had the first time I tried it. This has been redeemed. I am definitely, like, going to keep using it. I think I'll probably, like, keep buying it because since it is multi-purpose, like, I'll definitely let you guys know how it works as a leave-in. And since it is multi-purpose, I think this will be something that I'll like to keep in my stash. So, yeah, Garnier. I'm feeling you, girl. Yeah, you got that, you know, got that sauce. So, yeah, definitely, if you've been curious about these, I say check them out. This damage repair one is really nice. I feel like it brought really nice elasticity to my hair. My hair is really soft. It's going to be super manageable for the products I'm about to apply. So, that's it for this week's Self-Care Sunday. Sorry if I was just low energy in this video. Like I said, I haven't had the best day. And then we're, like, under a tornado watch, too. So I'm just, like, looking outside like, we gonna do that today? We already had a tornado almost touch down a couple nights ago at, like, 2 in the morning. That it's so North Carolina. Like, if we have a tornado touchdown, it's at, like, 2 in the morning. So, yeah, so I get really anxious with storms and stuff like that. I've been that way since I was a child, so that's also kind of making me a little bit anxious. And you guys know that I have, like, IBS as a result from my endo, so when I get anxious, I get really bad stomach aches. Like, I just don't feel that hot. So, but yeah, hopefully I kept the energy alive in this video. But definitely let me know if you have tried any of these, what you think about them, and also, of course, chime in on the topics that we discussed. Like I said, I want to continue to spread love and joy and positivity in the best way that I possibly can. I don't want to be shady with y'all. I just want to, like, be cool and have fun and enjoy our natural hair, you know, and talk about, you know, just talk about stuff with y'all. So, thank you guys for joining me for this installment of Self-Care Sunday, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!